Yeah.
It does say
Good. 6 o'clock, we'll call the meeting to order. First order of business is the pledge of the flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. They never see the logo with color in it. Oh, by the way. Looks nice on color.
Yeah.
Like it's always a black and white.
Review and approve the minutes of July 1st.
So moved.
There's a motion and a second. Any discussion on those? Seeing none, all those in favor? It's everybody. Members report, we'll start with Lindsay. Chucky? Jeff? I'm good. Nothing from myself. We will dive right into the town manager's report.
I think Lindsay meant to say Bigelow Hill though, it looks really nice.
I still haven't checked it out.
It's been completely done because the kids are home, so I haven't been bringing them to daycare as much.
I have been across it, did come good.
It's very good.
All right, so yes, it is complete. They wrapped that up earlier this week. The last part of their business was tying in gravel driveways. We received a lot of positive feedback. We had folks email, call and stop by, which is honestly rare for a project like this. So we do appreciate the positive feedback there. The request for payment is on tonight's warrant, so it will be a large warrant, but I've already sent that over, seeking a request for reimbursement from HUD. So that's where we are there. Winter salt, we are buying on that already. That is $80.15. We participated in 2 joint purchasing contracts. This was the low. It's up 10% over last year. So we will feel that pinch this year. Last year actually was a decrease of $3 from the year before. So not such a drastic increase, but another increase nonetheless. Road work on Main Street, we're seeing utility work during the day. You're starting to see overnight work. DOT is really pushing that because of the proximity of the intersections being the Route 21 and then Route 201, 201A and then 139 and Route 2 and traffic backup. So that has been good. All of your sewer manholes, which we end up paying for, have been adjusted. And things are looking pretty good. They are holding weekly progress meetings here. They've rented the old Chinese restaurant as their field office. And so those are on Tuesdays at 11 a.m. unless it's night work and then it turns into 7 p.m. for those meetings. So I had to miss last night's, but we'll do the best that we can to have somebody there to work our way through that, keep us up to date. We have the detour plan. That is at DOT right now. DOT is going to support that plan. It's a matter of what's going to be the required signage, where the signage is going to be located, and then analyzing the success of the detour, making sure that larger vehicles aren't getting backed up. So they have committed to us that they will work on a communication plan with us, and we will work on social media or whatnot, communicate those adjustments out when the time comes. Local Road Assistance Program, LRAP, we certified last year's funds. The use of 76,520, and this next year's number is down slightly, 75,372. A grant to purchase bike racks, those will be covered, 2 bike racks apiece for Rusula Park, Emery Town Square, and National Green Park, largely proximity to the rail trail, and hoping that folks will take advantage of that. And if nothing else, there'll be some forest green decorative, come in outdoor recreated Norridgewock decoration.
I have a question.
Yep.
This makes me wonder, like, if they're bringing their bike there, why do they use bike rack? What?
So say you would say it's an e-bike and you're on the rail, I don't know if you take your e-bike on the rail trail, but it's an expensive bicycle and you want to go on the rail trail and you want to stop into a restaurant.
Oh, so you can like tie it up, okay,
Yes, right.
alright, okay. I was
Yep.
like, if you're bringing your bike to the rail trail, ride on the rail trail, why do you? Okay, alright, I'm just.
So this is through the Bicycle Coalition of Maine. Primarily, they focus on urban areas, but with a multi-use trail, our application with traffic. So the music series starts next Tuesday, runs through mid-September. Rebecca Street Pump Station Generator. You may have forgotten about it. I almost forgot about it myself. That is moving ahead. The pad has been installed over there, and the rest of the project is supposed to be completed within 3 weeks. We had supply issues on the generator and the drinks for storage. First part distribution, that's the payback of that amazing misrepresented venture from 1999. the last couple of years have represented modest and very, very modest, payback, so. In pocket gain of a couple hundred, $200, and the net is down 400,000 or 500,000, but nonetheless, we did get more than we paid in last year. The CD at Main Islands Federal Credit Union up in Canaan, they were not willing to negotiate on that CD, with the size, they were only willing to give us posted rates. And so I went to Franklin and Skelligan and asked them for rates, and Franklin came back with top rate of 387 APY for 12 months. Skelligan was willing to match that, so my instinct was to split it between the two. And one was willing to accept half of it and the other one wasn't, so, my principal got the best of me and I put all of the money with people that were willing to take half. Skelligan was not willing to take half of our money, they wanted all or nothing, so. At the premium rate, so.
What's the amount?
How much money is that? A lot of money.
That is 1.5 million.
Yeah, you think half that would be better than
I hope so, but obviously,
Yeah.
the 387 is above posted rate. It's there for 12 months, Franklin was willing, they both wanted it all for 12 months, and I went back to both of the locals because they are strong community partners and said, would you be willing to take half? And they each knew what I was doing, I was splitting the money between the two of them because that's the right thing to do. One said they wouldn't take half, it was all or nothing, so I. Well, I had hoped that the answer would have been half and half, and I could have done that, but when they said they weren't gonna take half, then. The people that were willing to take half got all of it, that's the start and the end of it, and they understand how I bank with your money, and we appreciate loyalty and people that will work as a community. Rather than just a business entity. FAA requires filings for the airport fireworks, I have submitted that. And the Parks Committee is working on booking some vendors, primarily food vendors for the event. And then live music to get you into the event so that we don't have that rush into the gate and then rush out. The goal will be, we're gonna have that anyway, it will be impact traffic, but the goal is to spread that out a little bit more, get people settled in at the airport. And then tomorrow is your last day to request an absentee ballot for Monday's referendum on a New Balance property. Without special circumstances, if you have a special circumstance under state statute, you'll be able to request those right up until the election. Your absentee take is 40 ballots, have been taken and returned as accepted, 9 are outstanding, so 50 voters participating in that one single question referendum, that is not bad at all, to be quite honest with you, on a summer election. Obviously, it's a very, very small fraction of your total voters, and that's the discouraging part of it.
What is the total?
And you've got about, I'll say 2,600 registered, I think, so fractional. So it is what it is, but as far as off-cycle election of the single referendum. This is a pretty reasonable absentee take rate. Your meetings, library building committee is ironing some things out after our hectic last meeting, they'll meet on July the 27th. Planning board will meet a week early, August 6th, they're working their way through a subdivision application, it's only a 3-lot subdivision out on Waterville Road, and they're also making their way through a medical marijuana cultivation, medical cannabis cultivation facility out on Waterville Road. And candidly, it seemed the planning board got a little off track and maybe a little long arms at their last meeting in terms of overreach, but we will work through that. Hopefully they're able to navigate that. To avoid appeal or challenge or anything else on there. Really,
If they meet the criteria, they don't, you got to give it to them. Right, people.
Right, you can't create new criteria for them, you can.
so it will be interesting to see how that plays out. The applicant has been willing to accept, the fire chief submitted a list of requests. They accepted all of them and they've already started moving on things like that. So you might disagree with what they're doing, but as long as they're doing it within the confines of local state law, then there's not much found to do. So we'll be working through that as and with any applicant. I will help them in whatever way I can to develop their business responsibly. Your household hazardous waste day at Waste Management, reminder that's entrance off Route 2 is Saturday, this Saturday from 9 to 12. And your election is Monday from 8 to 7 at the town office. And we will be open regular hours that day.
Okay, good enough, thank you. Number 6 here, discussion action on July 15th, general warrant number 14.
It's a big one. This is,
Yeah, just-
I will move to approve general warrant number 14, the amount of $1,193,592.32. So the one time we also, we wrote a check for $1 million.
Second, yeah, there's a motion and a second on that. Any discussion?
I mean, I can see in the red writing you put on your air for the fuel pump, is that for the 21,000 for Adams and Fogg, or is that for the all traffic solution bill? Let's see.
The airport fuel pump is Adams and Fogg, that is the fuel pump, the fuel dispensing equipment.
So we've.
We approved that a long
Okay.
time,
Right, a while
a
ago.
while ago, and some of it came from ARPA. And the 5,000 comes from ARPA and the balance is coming from the airport reserve. And their invoice came in late, but it was due upon receipt and it's been a long time since it's been installed. So because it came from ARPA, 5,000, it's on here, because airport checks came, it had already been run. And I wanted you to see this before the check actually went.
Okay. And then what's the one for all traffic solutions for 10,000?
That's the speed term.
Oh, right, okay, yeah.
And then I'm guessing we've like that 875 for the Dark excavation, that's, is that the road committees like budget that's coming out of, or?
No, well, it comes out of road service and it will be submitted to HUD for reimbursement for our highway grant.
Okay, so we should get something like that, or?
We will get $875,000 back in the road costs, plus we'll get engineering fees, environmental study fees associated with that.
The Harris computer systems, what is it? Is
Trio, that's our internal software,
that a once a year sort of
it's a
thing?
once a year thing.
And do we have other stuff we have to pay like a monthly thing for like maintaining some sort of like a cloud thing of that, or is it just like a one time, 1 year?
We pay that once a year, and last year we signed a 5-year freeze.
Right.
It's going up anywhere between 10%
I
and
remember like something with that, but, okay. What about the Kennebec Valley of Council of Governments? We have,
That's Katie Clark.
Okay.
They do planning, they've been working with the planning board, in the consultant
and that's
capacity.
usually KBOG on there, and that's why that's looking like, what is this?
Yes, correct.
We're joining new governments?
Yeah.
I know one, if I don't say Laura Hudson.
It's music night next Tuesday.
Okay,
Oh,
all right.
yeah, I didn't know that one either, so, yeah, it's a good one.
And mainly docs was just put them in.
Yes,
Oh, every year, that's how much, is that what we're gonna charge
That's
state back?
less. Would they, that's less than last year, correct?
it's $100 a section, or $110 a section,
Yeah,
which is market rate.
And that's the same to like take it out?
Yes.
Oh.
okay.
Okay.
Number keeps going up from Scott Week now.
Nothing goes down.
That's the first.
Except for
Yeah, right. Nothing goes down. Any other discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor? And that's everybody. Number 7 here, discussion action on July 15th, airport warrant number 7.
I'll move to approve record warrant number 7, the amount of $11,818.62.
Motion the second, any discussion?
Yeah, what had to get fixed now for $4,700? What's the
Yeah.
DRL repair?
That's the tractor. We've had the hydraulic problems. We were finally able to find a diesel mechanic to take care of it for us. So that's the $4,700. That was estimated this late, the ballpark of 5 to 10, and then the $900 underneath.
Oh, yeah.
Up and back.
Who is the IRL?
A diesel mechanic in Canaan?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, who are you?
I assume their initials are DRL, but
Yeah, I'm not familiar.
they came on reference.
Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, I knew the IRL.
And then what's the multi-force system?
Right.
Multi-forces card processing
Right.
How often do we have to pay that?
annually.
Yeah,
And then the aviation insurance, like, is that,
That's annual, that's it, the airport carries a separate liability policy. Maine Municipal will not cover the airport for AV.
sounds about right.
I think we should increase dues to cover that, because since people are using it, I don't see the insurance.
Oh, that
Say, like, don't say it, I feel like I built it inside me and it'll.
certainly plausible. I don't know if they're looking back at hangar fees and stuff like that again this year or.
We had not, because we didn't get a full year cycle in. Year to date, when we met last, which was June, they were ahead,
Really? Okay, Dave,
What
not
are
by
they,
much,
long as the thought's there.
but we weren't losing money in the first half.
what are they mailing out for $78?
A roll of stamps, before the prices went up, Peter went and bought a roll of stamps so that we paid the old rate instead of
So what is the airport need to send out for,
invoices for hands.
we can't make it electronic?
You know,
That QuickBooks must be more than that, right?
there are some that we can, there are some people that just don't need an invoice and they pay.
Yeah,
Some people pay a year in advance, but then some people pay month to month and. We do it quarterly. We do it periodically when we start to approve receivables. One of our goals is to get this integrated into trade and start charging the people interest when they decide to run the,
if we do that, everything, even like those taxes and stuff like that too.
well, we do that up to the side.
Yes, man.
You might as well ask about central main power.
That keeps the lights on.
No, right on.
We get the new LED lights and they're actually gonna cost even more somehow.
Right, hopefully it goes down, okay.
That won't-
Probably not.
Spoiler alert, it's not gonna go.
separate bills for CMP.
By building,
Each
Different meter on each.
Yeah,
bill.
yeah, each
Makes sense.
Okay, any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor? That's everybody.
Such a go boo.
Public comment?
I have two,
Please talk.
I have two things. One is the heat pump for our new communications building that you approved last week. That was installed today, so.
Oh, nice.
That's, the low price was Buzzburn, which is Jeremy Buzzell out of Oakland. He's a full-time Augusta firefighter. Second thing is, department had a tough day on Monday, and I want to publicly thank my staff for being professional, thorough, and sticking with the jobs. There's not an easy job. And so, and I specifically want to thank three guys who did the lion's share of the traffic control, which is gonna be the worst job ever in the beating sun. And that was Tyler Savage, Robert Anderson, and Matt Everett. So thank you for that. Stood out there for 3-ish hours with a stop sign, and appreciate that very much. That's it.
Thank you.
What took place? It was that, accident,
Like counseling.
the guy in the motorcycle died.
See, that's.
Yep.
Car accident at the end of the bridge.
I would probably,
enough time to ask.
What?
okay, and, that would be a thing for Todd. We do offer counseling for
Absolutely.
anyone that was
So like,
involved.
that's gonna be a hard thing
Yeah.
to see, like, no matter what training you can get to prepare you.
I'm not sure what
It
it is.
is, and
What do you?
this is not the case this time, but it very well could have been somebody's first time having to deal with
Yeah.
that, right?
Yeah.
Who's gonna, potentially feel altogether different about it than somebody who's been doing it for a long time. Or maybe somebody who's been doing it for a long time, something about this incident triggered.
Yeah.
So,
Absolutely.
yes, it's certainly available. There's a lot of informal things and there's some formal things, so.
So, but we do have like someone that like the professional can contact, so if they don't like,
We have all
Yeah.
kinds of, we have all kinds of resources.
all right, yeah, I just wanna make sure, I know that macho sometimes, and they might not wanna admit that something is gonna be helpful.
And we're regularly bringing that topic up.
Good.
Unfortunately, you're still a little bit it's still a little bit on the individual to speak up, whether it's one-on-one or to say, hey, you know, I need help. I don't know how you would ever get away from that, right? It's on the person to, now, it could be that maybe one of my officers recognize, hey, Lindsay doesn't look quite right, and you know, whatever. And we could address it that way, but it usually starts with a person putting their hand up, unfortunately.
Yeah. I just didn't know if there's like a bulletin board, like a number that someone can call, so they.
Usually there is,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Yeah, like an anonymous sort of thing, like where they
Yeah.
don't have to, like,
we've got all that, there's, you know, workplace, counseling things, employee assistance program kind of things that are
yeah,
more general, and then there's very specific firefighter things.
okay,
From resilient responder and a bunch of other
Yeah.
Organizations all lining up to help. One of our main contacts is Reddington Fairview EMS, so there's we have a lot of phones to ring.
that's good. I mean, like, that's a lot to see, like, I
That
mean, like,
is.
that is, you know, and we are asking a lot. of
Yeah,
people,
and
especially for volunteers to
unfortunately-
see that, that's hard.
It's not just seeing him, seeing it's bad enough, but having to deal with it and do the
Yeah.
job.
Mhm.
We'll try to stay
To handle,
professional.
to
I think
process
two
it.
Norridgewock residents too, so they might
Yes,
even know.
yes.
There could have been some personal relationships there,
Yeah.
that's right.
Yeah.
If not this time, maybe next time.
Right.
We all appreciate the work that all you guys do.
I actually forgot to extend the high praise to the guys today for responding to the childcare for the seizure. Just having those two guys there was such a relief to the teachers and staff
Right, I think.
of that building.
Right.
Because they beat the ambulance by so much, because they're so close. I mean, no fault of the ambulance, but
No, all of the Reddington ambulances were busy at the time this morning, so that one
Yeah.
was an ambulance from Madison. Who had to get rid of their patient first at the hospital, clean the rig and get back to Norridgewock, so there was a delay there, which is what triggers
made it
sending
so
out.
much easier for those, for the staff to, yeah,
If there's a delayed ambulance, we will go, that's how it goes.
appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Yep. Okay. That's it on that. Anything else for public comment? Seeing, seeing nothing more for public comment, we'll move down to number 9 here. Discussion action on consultant agreement, for potential property acquisition.
So this was discussed at the last meeting, it initiated in executive session and, then came out a little bit further as we moved along. Brad Farren, resident, current state senator, turning out, has offered his services and his industry experience to the town for $1 to help you and the town navigate through, the potential acquisition of this property. There is a lot going on with the property, things that we don't think of, things that we don't have time for, and things that if we address will cost us a lot more. And so we've had that discussion about what he's going to do, not having any authority, but being that information collector that comes and lays everything on the table for you, and allows you both to make a decision. And then in any additional capacity that you might assign him. We drafted the agreement, it seems acceptable to both parties. And if it is still your pleasure to move forward, with him in this capacity, then we would want to, accept this agreement. And that's,
So I just wanna make sure, like, we've got, when it comes to like the indemnification and with compliance and law and that stuff, that there's clear that we do this for $1, that there isn't any sort of legal ramifications for the services that he's providing for us. Like, it doesn't, it seems like it's kind of, but it's a little wishy-washy, just making sure that we're insulating that person from anything. By
he will
doing
be
this.
insulated by the transfer of that $1.
Okay, and then, okay, all right, that's what I mean, because it wasn't super clearly put up there, I just wanna make sure that he didn't put himself personally in any sort of liability of that, was.
With that, I take a motion.
How much can you?
So there's a motion.
I'll second,
Second, any further discussion? Seeing.
sign where your name is on this one.
Right.
Look at you, Chuck.
I messed up last time too. Yeah. Seeing none, all those in favor, it's everybody, big thanks to Brad for doing that for us.
Absolutely, yeah. This gets voted down, is that it? Do we have any authority with this going ahead?
It will change things.
Yeah, I mean, so this is all relatively conditioned upon approval of the vote on Monday. If it gets voted down, then this board can get together and reapproach. To see if you wanna reframe things, gather more information, delay it. The timing of all of this was pushed by Mainbrains. Trying to get their facility set up, and I think that it changes the scope of what we would be doing, if it was delayed. What I've been, telling any member of the public is that if you want the town to have a seat at the table, the right answer is a yes vote. And you need to have that trust that oftentimes Public doesn't have in local government or government at all. We have to maintain that trust that the right thing is gonna happen, and if it's not, then we walk away. But if really, if we don't move forward on this in a yes way, we lose any leverage that we have in watching that development.
Do we know when we're gonna get the report?
We don't, we had press inquiries today about that. We won't have it, and we certainly won't have it thoroughly reviewed if we did
Right.
before Monday. I would expect we're still only a couple weeks away.
Now, obviously, we're not gonna go ahead. Even though if we do get a yes vote, we're still gonna wait for this and
Right,
And
this
also Brad will pull out,
allows
yeah.
us to
make.
make a decision when the information comes in.
Right.
Yeah. Most everything we've got right now has been speculative. We're gonna receive the building by donation if we're approved, and that's what we wanna do.
Mhm.
But we don't even know if we wanna do that yet.
Right.
We've talked about Main Grains being a potential owner, partner in this. But even the terms of that have not been decided. You know, is it a transfer for $1? Is it a transfer for $1 million? You know, how does that all work out? And the actual structural factors that have to be.
Cause that was the other question I had too with this report we're gonna get. Excuse me, is it gonna tell us what the building needs to stay? You know, there's obviously some repairs and upgrades that need to happen. Is that gonna be all part of the report or?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, moving forward here.
Yes.
Number 10, discussion action on new road names for 482 Waterville Road and 574 Waterville Road.
I just wanna take a second, I mean, like, I really appreciate Becky Ketchum putting like this research in, like, that's really cool, like, stuff that I would have taken the time to, but. I mean, I think it sort of gave us some. Logical names to come up with, that also has some historical significance, that was pretty cool, and I appreciate her taking the time to do that.
Yeah.
I really like the name Toby Farm, though. I think that sounds cool, knowing that it actually has like a meaning or something, like,
Yeah, it definitely helps us with the decision.
yeah, I wanted, I motion to say we're, thank you to Becky, and then also that we like to name that road. That we'd like to go forward with naming the road Toby Farm Road.
And second then.
Okay, there's a motion with second for Toby Farm Road.
The only reason I say that is Toby Road, there's a Toby Road in Tatum. And for emergency services, it might be easy. Sometimes it can get confusing for,
You okay with Toby Farm?
There's a Main Street, came to.
Okay,
That's the one that out of the belt.
right, but Toby is just
Toby Farm is fun too.
very specific.
it's good, it's good. So there's a motion and a second, any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor? And that's everybody. And then your front road, see for the. New lots next to the roller skating, right? It's your first one there.
Property adjacent 547 Waterville Road, 2 new mobile homes, potential for future development, but that's not on the table right now. Requested names, Sand Dune Lane, Rock This Way, or Blue Moon Lane. Staff recommends the first option.
I'm gonna accept
Yeah,
first option, say good name.
I'd second that.
motion and a second, any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor? That's everybody. Okay, number 11 here, discussion action on National Fitness Campaign Project Opportunity.
All right, so we were approached by a national organization yeah,
You can proceed now.
that facilitates outdoor recreation facility. There's one in Herman, I think. There's one in Farmington. That's really where it is right now in Maine. There are hundreds of these throughout the country, and the way that they set them up can be flexible. What they do is they come in with grant money to support this, and there was a local component, whether we want to fundraise for this locally, or we can go out and find outside funding. So what I wanted to do, what they asked me to do, was to present you with a 3-minute video, which I'd like to just show you and get your feedback as to whether you think that it's worth our time, and then if it's worth our money, or if you just want to set it aside. You know, it looked really cool, but we're in Maine, and we think that there's gonna be utility to it. So,
Oh, glad to see it.
We're changing the way America thinks about cities. From municipal parks and trails to college campuses to high schools nationwide, we're bringing free fitness everywhere. We're just getting started. Hi, I'm Mitch Benagin, founder of the National Fitness Campaign. National Fitness Campaign was founded in 1979 when we opened the first fitness court. Redesigned for the 21st century, the fitness court is the world's best outdoor gym. Our 7-movement, 7-minute system allows you to use your own body weight to get the perfect workout. Easy or hard, it will work for you. Our goal is to build healthy communities by making outdoor fitness an essential part of people's lives so that each day is better than the last. Now more than ever before, it is vital that we move fitness outdoors to remain safe, healthy.
As soon as we can, we go outside, which is one of the reasons why the fitness court was such an attraction to us. What impressed us most was their basic philosophy that they want to provide world-class fitness for free. Truly, anyone can use it, no matter what age is, no matter what physical fitness level is, no matter what skills are, it is very adaptable.
This fitness court is one of the best things that Citizen Joy has ever done.
Thousands of certified ambassadors will be trained to deliver classes, challenges, and clinics as part of our national fitness campaign. New programs are bringing students outdoors across America. The Fitness Court mobile app is your gateway to enroll in these programs. Simply scan the new digital wall with your phone to access a library of free workouts designed to optimize your experience on the fitness court. Learn the moves and take challenges that dig deep to create impact for our partners across America. This year, we are thrilled to introduce the Fitness Court Studio, the ultimate community. Uniting the power of yoga, Zumba, bodyweight fitness, and the arts. Fitness Court Public Art continues to grow and inspire across the country as local artists collaborate to bring beautiful, one-of-a-kind murals to life on fitness courts and fitness court studios. We're proud to have helped cities of all sizes raise millions of dollars from respected sponsors to support free fitness. Wherever fitness is a priority, you can find the Fitness Court. We're partnering with large cities using urban movement data to map the best locations for healthy infrastructure. We're bringing fitness courts to within 10 minutes of population centers everywhere.
They provide these wraparound services that from a city's perspective, that's what you want in a partner like this. You want it to come presented to you on a silver platter with a bow tie around. They're one of the best partners, I think, that I personally have ever worked with.
We serve almost 1.2 million members across Michigan. And this partnership really is an opportunity for us to bring scalable, free health and wellness opportunities to our community. So I would actually invite cities and organizations, big and small, to explore the opportunity to invest in the fitness courts. To be very honest with you, the feedback from different municipalities and different communities has been very positive.
We are committed to raise over $1 billion to bring the campaign to 5,000 cities and schools, building the largest outdoor fitness movement in the world. Join us. Let's make world-class fitness free.
I think that's fantastic.
Absolutely, yeah.
Really, what else?
I mean, it doesn't look like we're building a library in that parking lot.
Well, I think there's potential, in multiple places. I mean, if the library does move, you still have the proposed, you know what I mean, the spot where it sits now. Certainly proximity to the school, I can imagine that the school could get some use out of this as well.
For sure. Maybe when I think about the high school, they've got the weight room there, and I know that they're really pushing with a lot of like the high school, like the varsity teams, like to be doing the weightlifting because that's what's gonna prevent the injuries and things like that. And it's packed, it's crowded, there's not enough room up there, and it's like sweltering hot to have another, you know, place where the kids can do those things, that strength training for like that, their knees and their backs and all that stuff so that they can prevent the injuries. I mean, that'd be huge. And if they are training like ambassadors, I don't know what that looks like in our community, but does that mean just like local people can sign up to be taught this and teach classes? Like, what a great way. I mean, we're always talking about the rec program, like we spend all these funds on the kids and that's great. But like, how do we get other taxpayers to utilize that? If we can design classes that are geared towards, you know, different age groups, different fitness levels, different mobility levels, like what a big opening for, even if it's just like lightweight stuff that we get out of the house and like go around some other people that are doing the same thing, like it could create.
And to teach kids too how to do a trick, you know?
Yeah.
And I mean, you know what, if kids are working out, they're not like, you know, spray painting stuff and
Don't rush, they'll definitely.
Staring at us.
We're gonna be stronger, like,
We'll be spray painted.
I wish you have a go part of it too, it's, you know, it's great, get outdoors, get off the couch.
Yeah.
Get out of the enclosures.
And we're always trying in our downtown to make things look better, look prettier, and like, it seems like there's like an art aspect of that, to be able to bring in like local art with it, I think that's. Wow,
So
sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, it does.
Did they just kind of look at what we have and make a recommendation, or is it for us to determine?
Both. They want a partner and it has to do with walkability, it's like that. You can call. Question.
Oh,
I was just thinking.
completely blocked, sorry.
If you obtain a random New Balance building, might be a nice area in the parking lot, right near the bridge. to put
Very
something
much so, right?
Very visible,
The only
and
question,
it's along the trail.
Yes.
yeah, no, that's great. Only question that I have is like, that looks awesome being outside. We are not at all outside, like, how would we be able to make sure that we could keep it safe if people like, because people don't always like use common sense, be like, if it's icy, don't go out and do stuff like that, like I see people do, like, how do we
Yeah, what's the line?
manage that kind of stuff,
Yeah.
like,
So I'm not sure, I can
Okay.
tell you that there are a lot of these, they have a map on the website, there's a lot of these on the North Shore of Boston. But in Massachusetts, but there's several of them in North Shore of Boston, and they get used in the winter. When people will go and shovel them
oh,
off.
they will, okay. That would be the other one, like, how do we keep that?
Keep it clear.
Yeah.
Right. Someone's supposed to want to do
Please.
David Perry. How long has the one in Farmington been up and running? Does anybody know?
Sounds like 2 or 3 years tops, and it was in association with the university.
That was my point. That's a population center that we don't have here. And most of the video showed centers of population. And I guess I would encourage the board to get a little more information before they go jumping headlong into this, because we may think it would get used, but I'm not sure we have the population enough to satisfy that kind of involvement of the town, whether it be police protection, whether it be maintenance, or whatever it be.
No, okay, thank you.
Yep.
So what do you?
Cause I know Scout Egan has these kinds of setups along what was called the DB Trail along the river.
Yeah,
Yeah.
People go along there and use them all the time, but I don't know how those have been maintained over the last few years, but.
no,
I mean, those are cool, it's nothing like, I mean, like it is, it's like a couple like
Yeah.
weird machines, and like, kids always wanna get on and play with, like, every time I bought them on, I get on them, usually like, god damn it, I'm deceptively unfit, but like, yeah, they're, I mean, they get played with, I think that gives you like an actual workout, it sounds like the interact piece of that, with like the app, you could actually make that into your, like, actual workout, yeah, like, that stuff along the river, it's cool, and you wanna play with it, but like, it's not really like.
yeah.
Huh.
So this initially, it's kind of a yes, and then we sit down with them, they come in, or we get a bit more.
Yeah, we need flesh some things out.
Okay.
I know we need Farmington, it's gonna be one of my first steps.
Okay.
Yeah.
See whether actually utility.
You wanna know if there's enough interest here.
I think I wanna like, just go right out.
So, do we have enough interest here to have
At
them?
least-
Yeah,
And it's
pursue?
the same
It's more
time,
interesting.
the one in Farmington could use like that same type of technology, like people could get their phone, like do that same thing, same.
Not sure, I haven't seen one.
Yeah, that's what I want, would it be like the exact?
Located in an odd area.
Really? Okay, so it's. Yeah, enough interest to have him go
I'll
forward
go check
and.
it out, if that's what it is, I mean, like, I don't
Okay,
mind, like, I'll go try doing the work out there and see what happens and see.
Send the kids.
Yeah. All right.
The kids do it.
Yeah.
So, okay, yeah, a verbal yes from everybody to move forward with that and find out a bit more, have them come in or whatever that takes. Chugging along, number 12 here, review online public comment.
I don't know why I get like a stomachache every time I say that someone's gonna be.
Well, hopefully there's some.
Some positive staff,
So, SAT 54 is offering services as well, that's related to,
Jackson.
Yeah,
council.
I just wanna make sure there was like kind of an anonymous way for someone to get some help without having to let someone that they are volunteering next or working with know that like, I might not be okay, that was a lot to see, and without being Not that they would be judged, but if they perceive that they could be, like that they can do it without doing that.
There are anonymous ways to do it. I
Okay.
don't think that most people will. I can tell you that I've hauled a number of employees in over my time here and told them, like, don't be stupid, don't be embarrassed, just go.
Yeah.
Take the day and go. I don't go home, do the phone call or whatever. We've got a pretty good group of folks right now
Yeah.
that understand what goes on. And we've got a leadership team that sees that in their people.
Mhm.
And not to be insensitive, but a situation like what we had earlier in the week where there was a fatality could be less impactful to somebody than what they dealt with for a call this morning where there
Oh,
was
yeah.
a toddler.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Was unconscious.
Yeah.
So I think the chief and his leadership team can see that in our first responders and knows who, maybe you need to pull back. Who you could advance and then how you circle back with them.
Yeah.
Cause at the end of the day, everything ties back to home.
Yeah,
So-
I think the conscious checking in,
Yeah.
I think that, it sounds like they're doing continuing education that's brought up, it's a repeated conversation, and I think that removing the stigma of it, or, and just letting people know, not just one time, they heard it one time a year, what the resources are, and just, you know.
Yeah, it's something you gotta
Talk,
keep in
talk,
topic, you do, yeah.
Mhm.
And the EAP program is usually state and federal sponsored too, so a lot of organizations have it at no cost.
Yeah.
So just bringing it up in conversation, letting them know it's there,
Mhm.
usually helps.
Not that they don't see stuff like that, and it probably should have been on the front of my mind long ago with all things they do, but that was just, you know, that was, I would imagine, stuff that you never want to see, and close your eyes and know what happened. Just,
Yep.
Okay, anything else relevant online?
That was it.
That was it, okay, well, again, we'll continue with it, just to leave that option out there for people. So number 13 here, other business, does the board have any initial other business?
Do you put the signs up down the trail in my field?
Oh, so I didn't, the club did, yeah, I actually forgot about the word, they called me after it started, but yeah, yeah, so they did, and who did?
Don't look at me,
Who
that's
did-
my son.
You know who read, with
Ronnie took his loader down.
Yes, yeah.
Ronnie took his loader down and he did fix the problem spot where they had the accident.
Big thanks to him for doing that,
He
actually.
did do that. That's the only thing I basically know about that is that he
Yeah.
he went down and made that
Did
trail.
the hill, and I think they made it so the water doesn't divert into your field anymore. I think we
Oh,
were
well, they-
washing out a part of your field or something.
Well, I've always tinkered with that, yeah.
Yeah, so I think that got corrected, and then they doubled it. I could see one of the signs when I went out Winding Hill earlier, so I think, it got resized.
Stay the hell out of the field.
yeah,
Oh, fine.
Why?
One of my signs?
Yeah,
yes, I saw it, I saw it.
yeah, them are good signs.
They've been bad.
Have they been staying out of the field, or?
Pretty good, they had to go out there and just do power there.
Yeah, that gate, the new gate's still there and intact on the
Yeah.
left side.
That's growing enough bushes in it, so they can't
Good, good.
get at it.
Yeah.
I'll get you a car, sons.
Mm.
No, they got it. No, I get you more
That's a good-
proactive son. So they haven't been bad. When I let them do that, I said, that was a mistake. They really haven't been all like that. I thought they'd wheel right up through that con. They have, over the years, Jesus Christ, they played tag out there with cars.
Oh, haven't had a lot of complaints.
No,
But a
But
lot
I
of
mean, but it hasn't been.
How's the dust situation? I don't mean to.
No, so the dust is, the guys have actually been doing a fantastic job of getting out there and putting it down.
Did the
Club got a new
work that's
spreader.
gone up on by Firewall, did that make a difference? And
Yes.
any complaints? Have you had?
To my knowledge, we have not had any complaints from that problem area that was resurfaced,
Okay,
so. But there
When
is
was
just
that resurfaced?
huh?
When was that done?
probably,
Weeks ago, I was in the river and once you get up into that, right before the rocks, so you can swim the corner, it was dusty, but.
No, we addressed it up where,
Further around.
up by Lloyd Road where there were houses that are right there.
Yeah, makes sense.
So,
How did that, where that brick house is? And the railroad tracks are along now, how did he get that away from the Wood Railroad right away?
boy, wouldn't, that's a good, I wish you could get that answer for me. Boy, a lot of time and money has been spent on that one spot.
that bypass.
One way for snowmobiles, the other way for four wheelers. I don't know how it happened, but it did, and
The railroad got, the right of way, I mean, the traffic stops are there.
it beats me, Chuck.
I think
Beats
there's
me.
about two, there looks like there's a private boat ramp.
There's quite a bit, there's, so boat ramps are,
permanent.
Yes,
He did-
you
he-
can.
He jumped through the hoops. He did the right things and didn't just do.
What about you want to do? Sean, no.
No, they want
they're
to-
at 40.
Yeah, here.
Not that I care, I'm just.
Oh, yeah.
Just surprised.
He was off the field with someone sitting on that one time. Remember that?
This-
He was down.
It's actually helping with the erosion of the river right there too. Where he's got them poles in and ramp, it's not washing out, big section.
Probably, if they get the permit, then
Yeah.
they get the permit, that's
You know,
not.
when you clear cut a bank, and you put a launch into the river, it's really good for water quality.
Well, so to that extreme, it's not so good.
Yeah, good point.
Okay, Richard, do you have anything for other business?
The only thing I have, I missed in my town manager's report, that is August the sixth of the Thursday in the morning will be the tax assessors meeting. We will be at 8:30. We will be committing taxes. Taxes will be due September 15th. 8:30.
Someone reminded last time.
I'm starting to pull numbers together and it was as I expected. We're not gonna pick up a ton of new value. The value of waste management, the big value we thought we were gonna pick up, didn't go online until April the 30th. So we're not gonna be able to capture that in this year's taxes. So we're gonna see increases based upon school and county, which are up quite a bit on both sides. And those are obviously the lion's share of your tax bills, so I won't know where all those values will settle down until next Thursday. But nonetheless, taxes will be going up this year. We will not get enough new organic value to keep taxes flat and pay for the bill at the school and the extra $40,000-$50,000 we would send to county.
And if we do,
We
it'll
get
be
no letter for that.
finagling, moving stuff around.
We're to the point where we can't really finagle. At the next meeting, you're gonna have the ability to authorize X number of dollars out of surplus to offset taxes. It's up to $550,000. My calculations assume you're gonna go up to $550,000. And then the tax assessors will apply that. That just keeps things static. That's the same amount we used last year.
It's not really sustainable, though.
That is sustainable, generally.
That one is, okay.
As long as we keep lapsing funds at the end of the year and we have unexpected revenues and things like that, but. The fact of the matter is that
That's not taking to go up.
the taxes will have to go up because. Maintaining our relatively flat rate. Despite the school and county continuing to rise year after year. That's what's not sustainable. Eventually, you're gonna have to stomach some.
Yeah,
What's
especially
the,
our share of that increase happened.
what's the excise tax doing? Is that staying what we're normal? Do you?
Excise tax has already been budgeted to offset. It's up slightly over last year, but it's trending flat, if not downward, since COVID.
So you're saying we need new business to pay taxes?
car.
Is what we need.
Yes.
Well,
I
no,
think it's always been the
I
case,
mean,
that's
what
all.
we really need current businesses to fully declare their personal property tax. We have tens. We probably have, tens of millions of dollars in personal property tax owned by businesses. That if they came in and declared it, as opposed to evaded. They would still pay zero and the town of Norridgewock would get a reimbursement for 50% of that. And there's somebody sitting in your audience tonight that declared, but didn't fully declare until it was fully educated on what personal property tax is and how it benefits the town. And so, I mean, if you look at your a regular everyday pit operator, they've got anything that could be registered that's not registered, is taxable personal property. Storage containers, if you don't pay real estate tax on, that's personal property, tools, equipment, things like that. Desks, computers, if it's business related, all of that stuff is declarable. And depending upon the nature of your business, the vast majority of it, if not all of it, will be exempt under a state program and the state will reimburse us 50%.
What about these?
John that wasn't very much money, like when he did, it was not very much money.
Brought up Lynch Landscaping, didn't really have a full declaration, they recently moved. Their operations where the property is here. And I don't think Lynch Landscaping pays a dime in personal property tax.
Yeah.
They declare it all of the mowers, all of the tractors and everything else. And the state of Maine says it's 50% of that full declaration. But if
there anything
you
they
wanna, if you want a short change, they will only have $10,000. Well, you can pay the tax on that, but you really have $100,000 or $200,000 and the state's gonna send us 50%. And don't you wanna know that the city of Portland and the city of Waterville, all of those other municipalities are taking advantage of this? And we're not, and that's new value that we can get.
Sure, we could workshop that or
was gonna say,
to put something out so that.
We've tried, I think that generally businesses don't want to give you that information.
I'm probably not.
So what about these, all these,
We know,
I know, right, I realize. Yeah.
all these, like compact tractors, all of them are $30,000-$40,000, and they'd be, I mean, a lot of homeowners on it, now they,
It has to be business.
but I mean.
If you
are
use-
they
If you use
personal
it to make
prop-
money, then
You own the farm. Let's say it's still operational. Every tractor on that property used to generate income, which is every one of them really.
Yeah, I only got one left.
Right, but say you had. All of that stuff should be declared as personal property. State statute sets out a carve out for farmers. I think it's $10,000 that you get for exemption off the top. The rest of it, you're supposed to be paying personal property tax on.
Yeah, I know that, yeah.
I remember being scared when John did it, being like, hold, how much, and then he's like, don't worry about it, it's like
Your,
$100.
the account's fully exempt.
Yeah.
You look at convenience stores, we have, by and large, our convenience stores are equitable in terms of what they have for shelving and. ATMs or cook stoves, coolers, we have values as high as 150,000 and values as low as 10,000.
The booze in the store we worked on.
So that's a big opportunity for us to capture.
I know, anyone just
New
want the taxes
value
to go
and
up,
not
make
have
sure
to pay.
So
this on-
where does this, if the state, if the business doesn't pay, I'm confused, if the business isn't on the hook to pay it. Okay, and you said that you were surprised at
Yeah.
John's Law, okay? And you declared everything, but you get, the town gets 50% of it, where the hell does the state get this money from?
From everybody else.
Well, I'm just asking because it just doesn't seem, I'm just not seeing where, I understand the deal with the town, I'm just not figuring out.
It's free money, Mike, right? It's that.
Yeah.
That's why I said,
See, them guys with forestry stuff did that.
these other towns and cities are doing it, and we're paying for them, so. It's contrary to most people's philosophy about government and taxation. They're already taking, it. It's no different than the airport, right? You take that money, is it a disproportionate waste of our tax dollars the way that it costs us to participate in those federal programs? Yes. But it's the only way that we can sustain it being done. And so when we start involving yourself in the state program, you can bet that this one taxpayer in Portland's probably gonna capture the vast majority of our small business exemption tax. Right?
I don't, I'm just, I'm a little.
No, yeah, same, I think it's probably a lot of people are in the same boat,
Absolutely.
and you're not doing it out of fear, I know myself, I wouldn't declare just out of fear that I had to pay. So no, that's funny, I would be interesting to see whether you could put something together that could go out to people.
We've tried.
Target our business.
I think Kate was on a race. to talk.
It seems bad, I mean, it doesn't seem natural.
It don't.
Why? You like that, I don't like it.
You're literally the center of attention back there, you're in the center of the center row.
I feel it.
I say, used to tax TVs and everything.
It is on a business, if you use that then that's furniture.
Yep.
Or electronics. We send letters every spring to every business owner that we are aware of and ask them to declare. That's where we find people that. We say, well, come learn about Betty, which is the business equipment tax exemption. And then they reach out.
Amy was
and that's
awesome,
how
like
we-
I know that she just answered everything that John.
But that's new value, and new value helps keep your taxes down.
Wow, okay, well, we may need to circle back to that.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
So if everybody at this table owns in a different terms, everybody at this table except for me owns a house in Norridgewock. All on the same street. And I come and I build a house, now you've got a sixth person to spread your tax bill to. Right,
Yeah.
okay, so when you pick up that new value. It's spreading it out, so we have to raise more money still. But you have more people to help pay for it. Yep, that's the value.
Every town chases that a little differently, you know what I mean?
Some towns don't chase it, but when you're Norridgewock and you had New Balance and you've got waste management, you've got some significant
Oh, the big
personal
one.
property taxpayers. If you don't enforce it, you're toast.
Oh, yeah.
Because Waste management can just turn the other way, and guess what? You can't go small claims waste management. Like small claim, Chuck Barron.
Yeah. I mean, them gills and paper mills, the majority of that machinery, the equipment, it's not real estate, I mean,
Right. And by the way,
I know I should do stuff.
if you don't pay your tail tax, your excise tax on a airplane at the airport, we tax you for personal property.
They used to have like traffic years ago, instead of, personal property.
Learn something new every day.
But what if we have to be creative and we have to think outside the box and find other ways of funding mechanisms, like we have to.
Well,
Enforce the
50%
ones that are already
somewhere
there, like if
else.
we're not utilizing the stuff that's already there, like, why are we even looking for new stuff? It's kind of.
Yeah, no, that makes good sense. You got anything else? Board, anybody in the audience, you were late to come in, you got anything relevant here? Before we.
No, I
shut down?
just, the only thing I was gonna say, you wanna interrupt the meeting, but it is, everything went all right with everything went well with the Big Old Hill project.
To the best of my, I saw it, but I only heard good things
Everything,
thus far.
I mean, I got,
Yeah, and it's done.
I did get one concern this afternoon,
Cars won't back.
well, of course, but that road was posted at 30 miles an hour, at least on the end nearest Waterloo Road by 3D equipment. Those signs came out as a part of this project, and new signs went up that said 35 miles an hour. That road was never legally a 30-mile-an-hour road.
That's just to shut people up.
I think so. The road was DOT set at 35. So if there are questions or concerns about that, that's what it is. And if you go and you ask for a speed study on that road, it is very likely going to increase from 35, given relative straightaways, the new construct of the road, a 35 on that type of
So on
road.
zip it.
so that was the only,
Right.
that is the speed, used by 5 miles an hour.
That was the one I got today. I had some incidentals over the course of a project. But I was driving that road every day. I would go mid-afternoon and look at, go from one end, go to the top end and come back down.
I do.
I didn't have any problems.
Twice a day.
Thank you.
At least.
But we did some manual change orders in-house where there were culverts that the engineer didn't call out for replacement that needed to be replaced. And then there were ones that they did call out that were like, those look brand new.
Wasn't wasn't there a catch basin as well, was that?
So there was, we had a long run of a catch basin. Of a culvert that we didn't necessarily know about because survey didn't turn that up. And they installed a catch basin and they didn't charge you extra for it. This was from a relationship perspective and work product perspective. This was a very, very positive experience. I mean, he was on the phone with me every day when there was an issue, when he was made aware of an issue. Whether it was somebody meeting him on the road or whatnot, he was on the phone with me to tell me about it and figure out how we're gonna come to a solution. And I can't be thankful enough for that. That goes a long way.
But even they rebuild that. Even they rebuild that.
10 years ago? Before your time.
Yeah, I signed off on that final, so that was, it had been 12 years ago they rebuilt it.
So, yeah, and then the colors are really big, all along.
On the, I forgot, we talked about it, where did we land with striping? Do we wanna ask the board, maybe we got a road committee member
Striping on
here?
that road?
Yeah, right, are we, it's brand new blacktop, I haven't been up, I mean, are we gonna put a center line?
It's got a seam.
So we've talked about this, we were discouraged from doing just the center line. Because the idea behind striping a road is to create the perception that you have narrow lanes. Your roadway narrows by putting up both of those lines, and from a safety perspective, that fog line is valuable, if you're gonna stripe. I talked today with a resident that had a speed concern and had asked about striping. People don't generally use Bigelow Hill as a through road. People use Burl Hill as a through road.
Yeah, Girl Scout, yeah.
And so it doesn't make sense to stripe Bigelow this year because it'll absorb.
Okay,
You're gonna pay twice, and paints have already been. I think if you're serious about striping, you start with Burl Hill after you put a speed trailer on there to find out how many cars a day we striping this for. And is the speed a legitimate issue? We went on word of mouth and speculation when we striped Ward Hill Road. And that cost you about $2,500 a year.
Yeah,
Because-
that's not.
well,
that's
it's
not-
been sideline.
That's a through street, though, they do.
I don't know.
they-
That's a main, that's a main.
Right.
The blacktop is your line,
Oh, yeah.
blacktop danger dirt, there's your
But
line.
you're gonna have speed walker, right? You're gonna have speed issues on that hill because ain't no one gonna go down that hill, big old hill, Burl Hill, 35 miles an hour.
No.
Right,
Just like down on Waterhill, you look down, you're going 70.
My inclination on something like that is to set it in the road committee. The road committee is gonna send me with the new trailer and we're gonna put it on those roads and figure out, I mean, if you're only getting 50 cars a day.
Cause we can't stripe our own stuff, that's not a real thing, I see other places striping their own stuff, is that just?
They stick you on a bike and just go against spray
I
paint.
don't car,
We could do we could probably do hand striping.
Well, we
Stencil,
could,
obviously, you know, it's arts and crafts.
Yeah.
It
really is, I mean, come on.
Put some spray paint in your spokes
It
and
is
just ride a bike.
Come on, anyway.
It's more equipment that you have to buy and maintain.
I think that the guys that do it, why, if you see it, and you could tell when a town or a small entity has done their own striping. Cause you could certainly, it looks like the guy,
When you see guys do it, it make it look easy, you know, what I mean?
Yes.
It's like, okay, it's anybody.
Unless you're the state doing it on airport road.
yes, you know what I'm saying, I think that you can tell where there have been towns that have taken it upon themselves to try to save.
It's just terribly expensive, I mean.
Yeah, and it's
What is it?
ongoing expense.
It is and it isn't. I mean, when you do crosswalks. We have huge liabilities to do that. And then we're gonna start double paying our people because we're gonna do it at night. You're gonna have flaggers, signage and everything else to do that.
Like,
Your cost prohibitive is your center striping in your single lines on the outside. It's your road striping. That's what that adds up quick. It's 11, 12, 13 cents a foot. The crosswalks are relatively negligible in your parking lot. Relatively negligible. But I'll put on a road committee, to talk about striping. But you have to realize, just like speed bumps, tables. You do one, there's gonna be more people who want it.
so they did say, yeah, monkey see, monkey do. I do like that trailer idea, though. I think that's gonna work in a lot of places. It's gonna give you guys, as a board. Functional data
Yeah.
that you can put towards your decision.
I also submitted, I'm guessing rambling on, but submitted, I think, 10 roads, local roads. Today to DOT to ask them to set speed limits. Roads that I would have thought had posted speed limits on them don't. And so I got some short sticks like Pine Street and Rebecca Street, but then Walker Road. Technically unposted. So
So
that's
on you go,
45. You know.
I'm just asking because, I mean.
There's no sense in me really putting up a speed limit sign unless somebody's gonna be there to enforce it.
Absolutely, I was just wondering what you're.
We should put a gate out there with a breathalyzer and actually regulate it now.
Yeah, probably,
But
it's scary.
No, wait a minute.
Why are you team so mean? That's mean.
I'm sorry. So I probably put 8 or 10 out there and I told them I'd send some more next year, but start shipping away. The lowest that the DOT is allowed to go on any street is 20.
Don't make more
And
sense.
it's not generally accepted to do 20. But I've asked nicely, I have asked nicely for 20 on a street like Pine Street. Or Rebecca Street where it's dead ends and it's a neighborhood and you really.
You really can't get going much
You'd
more.
rather have just get
People
slow
that-
children playing signs than speed limit.
I mean, I don't
It's
think
too bad we have
those
to
go
do
to
this.
25.
This is fun.
Hey, how come there?
One of the
What's the story on Elm Street? I see the no through traffic signs are down.
Well, the no through traffic signs, this board approved at the last meeting,
I-
in place.
I actually haven't seen
Stanley
anyone
coming off the street. To support primary traffic from Route 2 going down 8 and back down Mechanic Street.
Trying to force them up to
To
it.
try to keep them off.
Yeah, and that.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe it's just me, but since they've gone up, I haven't seen anybody, usually, and I'm in town quite a bit, I haven't seen anybody popping off that don't live on the street. I don't know if that's just the luck of my driving, or if it's actually working.
Well, there's nobody gonna take Wells Street called Terry.
Yeah.
That's why it's,
Not if you know, not if you know.
Yeah.
or Stanley, either one, you know.
You got speed bumps and speed deads, so I mean.
Yeah.
I came up by Cumberland Farms and I got the dump truck. I said, well, do I go across Stanley? I was coming here. I was actually plotting my way to, and I wasn't really, and I did not think about going all the way up and come down. I just came in, parked at the bag. So I mean, I'm as guilty as anybody when I'm thinking, I'm gonna spin up, and I got the dump truck, I don't wanna back into the parking lot, I'll just get it away. So I'll just park in the big parking lot, but when my thought process didn't say, well, up around, I was, I don't know what to do. So there is still a force of people that are gonna think like that, and I understand what you're trying to do.
Hopefully it catches on, people do.
Is that, right now, they're just on 8 hour days, right?
I'm good,
Construction,
They were gonna be out here tonight. I mean, they ripped up sidewalk last night after dark.
yeah,
There's been some nights.
as it,
yeah, they're usually, right, 5:30, when I pull in here, there's usually people there.
is that, cause the last.
They were
I've
putting
been
up cones
coming through
tonight.
the back way the last week to save on them to tap, like, come down the Pond Road down Route 8, and, I miss it coming to light out. Deal with this, I haven't seen what's been going on. It's good.
What do you got?
Yeah, I forgot to bring up the members report. Is there anything that we can do or are able to do? The smell on Depot Street has gotten like really bad recently. I don't know if it's like the heat and some stuff is cooking, but like it smells like decaying flesh or something like meat. I mean, and it's like,
It
it's
is,
so bad that like it actually like, I felt gaggy when I ran, like, so I run up in and around New Balance and like the smell was so bad, it actually kind of made me feel like physically a little bit sick. And that can't, I don't know, like, is there anything that we can do to mitigate that at all? Or like to help them mitigate it? I mean, it was like, it was really, really like unpleasant and I can't imagine being in that proximity and other people having to smell that too. I mean, just running there for a couple minutes, I thought I was gonna barf. It was really gross.
What's running?
just the smell as you come through
Yeah.
Depot Street. Cause I've talked to some other walkers with similar complaints, but
Yeah.
again, I hate to say this stuff, but there's really not anything
There's
we can
nothing, I
do
mean,
unless
okay.
unless there's something in the road or something obvious, if
Huh.
you're seeing something, you would report it to this office, but other than that, there really isn't, and we don't have
It's
a.
real, and like, obviously.
Yeah,
Oh.
sounds foolish, but really, we don't,
Lump it in.
we don't, right, I mean, right,
Yeah,
certain times of day, we get a little zesty anyway, if you will, just with traffic. But it goes quickly, that seems to be a lasting thing, and certainly this heat does not help.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's
Yes.
a lot of times, but I mean, it was so bad that I definitely was like, ugh. Like, should I not breathe this in? Like, it smelled so bad that I felt like I could be like,
yeah,
is this like gonna hurt me if I?
is there a health issue with it?
You'd have to reach out.
Yeah.
Right.
It's wicked gross.
How about that? I think you're not.
Yeah, that's
No.
crazy. Like, I mean,
No,
if the dump smelled like that, they'd have 17 calls and have to mitigate it. It's just crazy that like,
as a
Waste
good community
center.
partner, they would
Yeah.
have to, but without that, I don't believe they would have.
yeah, okay.
So we're
I mean, like, I just, like, it's been bad. It was just like the worst I've ever smelled it. A couple days ago, I was just like, well,
Time of year, dry, yeah,
ugh, yeah.
okay,
Okay.
board have it, not just that last thing there,
Motion to adjourn.
there's a
Second.
motion. Second, any discussion? See none, all those in favor, that's everybody.